Good morning everybody, today's very exciting because I'm going to go and see a chap who's trying to convert a Land Rover Defender to electricity. Oh, I love this sort of thing. It's kind of like a homebrew project that he's been working on, as I understand it. I only met him yesterday, Rupert. He was at the classic chrome garage.
Burning petrol, caught fire in the engine bay.
Yeah, sounds very interesting. So I thought, hey, and loading the car because we got to get going. Come on, Jasper. It's amazing weather, isn't it? It actually does feel like it could be spring. Righty. See you in a minute. And here we are. So, what have we got here then?
This is a Defender, 1987 Defender, being electrified.
Fantastic.
And this is the electric motor down here. This is a Siemens motor, connected. They've got a reduction box at the end of it, go straight into the shaft, and you can see the differential at the end, right through there. That's where it's aiming for. That's what it's going to be driving down there. That's out of a Ford Connect, an electric vehicle, and we've ripped out. That's the motor. We ripped out obviously the engine. We ripped out the gas tank. We've ripped out the differential. We've ripped out pretty much all the electrics in it. So it's basically a blank canvas ready to go.
What kind of batteries are you using?
So the batteries are, you've got, there's about 28 kilowatts of batteries on the floor down there, and that's from the Ford Connect. So I bought a Ford Connect van from an auction, stripped out the batteries, stripped out the motor, all the electrics, the lumen, took it all out, and it's on the floor there. So at some point we're going to take that and then distribute it to the front and the back. Around there, that's the original battery casing out of the Ford Connect. It's in one great big box. What we're going to do is basically cut that into two and then separate the batteries, so half at the front and then half kind of at the back, to kind of evenly weight distribute.
So it's still going to be four-wheel drive and everything, is it?
Or? It's not, no, it's going to be two-wheel drive. Kind of one of those decisions you've got to make, and I think actually what I prefer to do is probably get a bit more speed out of it and a bit longer in terms of distance.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be using it for too much off-roading. So
my experience with electric vehicles is that actually they are very, very good in low traction environments if you've got sensible tyres. Because that's where my car at the moment falls down. I've got these silly great 21-inch wheels that Tesla gave me for the referral program, and they've got summer tyres on them, so any snow, any ice, and the wheels just spin. If they do get any traction at all, it's actually fantastic because you've got such fine control over the wheel. These tyres, you've got the mountain on those. Even two-wheel drive.
I mean, it has been suggested to change the tyres, but then again, I also go, well,
you'll go further with other tyres.
I will definitely be more efficient with other tyres, but I absolutely love the look of them. So you know what I mean. So I go, well, that little bit of it, I'm going, half of this is because I absolutely love the look of it. It's just an incredible shape. I mean, Defenders are so unique.
They are, aren't they? I've
are.
always loved Land Rover Defenders. I've just never been such a big fan of their powertrain. So what you're doing is just an awesome idea.
The plan for this, the reason why we're doing this is because my wife's got a shop down in Cornwall. We wanted something actually that's kind of better for the environment, but there's not many petrol stations actually where we're going to be based, so that's another reason why we thought we'd convert this, and if we can get maybe 100 miles out of it, then I think that's the plan.
Yeah, I think you're going to struggle to get 100 miles out of it, between knobbly tyres and the weight and everything. Based on my own experience, I get about, if I'm driving really carefully and the weather's reasonably warm, I can get 330 out of my car. Now, that is partly because it's got the 21-inch wheels. It would have been more like 270 watt-hours per mile. It went on the 19-inch wheels, and now it's on the bigger wheels with a bit more rubber on the road.
Yeah.
But these don't look like low rolling resistance wheels and tyres to me.
They're full resistance wheels, I've got to be honest with you, but they look cool. That's
they
what I love
do
about
look
them.
cool.
They are, I just love them. I love the look of them. I think they're they're part of the Land Rover, aren't they? That's putting small kind of wheels on them just doesn't give the same look and feel. It changes the whole look of a Land Rover. When you look at it as a Defender specifically, smaller wheels, you just go, nah. The other decision we've got to make in terms of the electric steering, so do we have power assisted steering? Again, that'll sort of going to drain the power, so maybe we just find something military that's driven by cogs as opposed to electric, or we create a separate unit that just powers the actual power steering. We're just deciding whether we go for that or not. Maybe we have a switch which allows us to use it just for getting out of parking spots. They will switch it on and switch it off again. So potentially, or a separate power unit.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Something can override potentially. So these are all decisions which, you know, they're fun decisions to make. You know, what do I want? You know, what's the objective of the vehicle? What am I going to be doing with it? How far am I going to be driving? What do I want it to look like? Am I sort of aesthetics over sort of the capability of it? Plus the fact, like the interior, you know, that's a whole other level. I'm keeping it quite simple. I don't want it too polished and too. I mean, look, the paintwork's been painted by hand. It's like paintbrushed. I don't mind that. You know, that's just because
It's a Land Rover Defender. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. It's supposed to be a bit rough and ready, and its character. I think that's a good starting point. Whatever you convert, you got to just love. I've had Defenders for literally probably 15 or 20 years. So I was like, just got to a point where I thought, you know, I want something long term. And actually, they stopped making this when I decided to do it. They just stopped making the Defender. So I was like, even more reason. You know what? I'm going to find one and actually just convert it. So, you know, hopefully I have this for a long time.
It'll last forever.
I've got to try and plan the drive to Cornwall. That's the only thing I'm not too sure yet.
Yeah, I was going to ask. Are you going to have quick charging on this then?
It's not. No, it's going to be. It's probably going to take about 10 hours to charge it.
That's a cost I would recommend. Some sort of increase in charging speed. There's two things that every EV really needs. That's range, also known as battery capacity, and low coefficient of drag, which you're obviously not going to get with this, and low rolling resistance and things like that. Again, probably not. And the other thing, of course, you need is the ability to get the power in quickly. I mean, I remember I had range anxiety when I had my first Nissan Leaf, and my electric vehicle range anxiety more or less ended with my first quick charge. Because oh my God, up until that point, it'd be, you know, when the battery gauge went down, I knew it would take 8 hours to go back up. So it was terrifying watching it go down. But then it was like 40 minutes later, I'm like, back on the road, fully charged.
Why don't worry about it?
Exactly.
Yeah. If there was lots of budget, I think we'd probably maybe do it slightly differently. But, you know, as I said, I was trying to find a solution. I bought a vehicle that I knew the batteries were new, I knew the components are new, I knew, you know, all the dials, the dashboard, everything is new. So it's a good place to start from, I suppose. That's the kind of that's where I am. And yeah, the sooner I get it off my driveway, the happier my wife will be.
Thank you so much for showing me it. It's amazing, and I wish you all the best of luck. I assume you're going to invite me over to have a look when it's finished.
Yeah, you certainly can. And maybe a brilliant, but you can come and have a drive. I mean, I cannot wait. I'm literally like, I can't wait.
When do you think it will be ready?
I'm hoping in the next, we'll get it moving in the next 3 months. That's the plan.
Oh, fantastic. Good luck.
Right. All right. See you next time.
This is the other project they've got going on here.
This is the
Dog and cat colours?
yes, dogs
Beautiful.
and cat colours. Look at this. That's the brand. Oh, that's cute. Love it.
Yeah.
Look at these. Right, so
They're all handmade. Yeah.
So whilst we've been looking at the electric Defender, you've been having fun, haven't you?
Do you want to take colours? Yeah. Tell us about the colours then.
They are all handmade in London, and they are Italian leather, 3 layers of Italian leather and backed in suede, and then they have 18-karat gold-plated Swarovski crystals and studs, and every single one is hand-pressed. And we're called the Salty Dog Boutique, and we make them from teeny weeny cat and dog size up to the super big dogs.
Up to Great Danes.
Great Dane size.
Super big.
Who doesn't love a Mavic?
No one.
When GoPro brought out their Karma, I knew it was going to be a complete flop straight away. I could tell. But they just totally underestimated the difficulty in creating something like that. You know, the control software, the just the whole thing. You know, so when stories started, you know, coming out of them, falling out of the sky, I was like, yep, that's what I expected.
Yep.
You know, because I think they just kind of assumed that because they could make a camera and they were a technology company, that they could do that.
But you can't just do that.
It's not that simple.
Yeah,
no, that is a proper aircraft. You know, not an action camera. It's an aircraft.
Okay, so.
Now we need to get some charge because we're heading home and the car's only on 93 miles of charge, which just isn't enough. Right.
Come on, Pickle. I'll race you.
Good old ecotricity. Brilliant. Let's grab some food, assuming this is going to work. Yay, we're in business. Great thing about those ecotricity pumps is that they're basically at every single service station. So you can really choose where you want to stop, which is important when you have hungry family. Oh, by the way, 2 CHAdeMO pumps working, the only CCS one not working. That's the problem with CCS. In this country, there just aren't that many of them. They don't have a shop for Hot Wheels, sorry monkey. And it's time to get back on the road. They don't have a Hot Wheels shop. And that is the reason why I have no problem using a CHAdeMO adapter. Felt like we were in there for 5 minutes, you know. I went to the loo, we had a quick bit of fast food, and now the car has got all the power it could possibly need to get us home. This is not as easy as it looks with one hand. Excellent. 47 minutes, 33.8 kilowatt hours, CHAdeMO adapter. Never leave home without it. Only slight problem is Sophie's still getting coffee, so the car is ready and we're not. Is taking priority over vlogging. So unfortunately that means I'm gonna put the camera away. Yeah, it was fantastic seeing Rupert, and I wish him all the best with his electric Defender project. Can't wait to see it when it's finished. And I hope you've enjoyed today's vlog post. If you have, remember to like it and share it and subscribe if you haven't already, and follow me on Instagram if you don't already. And I'll see you tomorrow for the next instalment of my daily vlog. Bye. I like having your own cameraman. Just hold it out there. We're all going to be in nice, sharp,
In focus. They won't really demand lunch and have an hour lunch break. You know what I mean? That's the
yeah,
really
absolutely. I think that's going to be an outtake. But this is what we're talking about. Gimbal. Love this gimbal.